有一个流程，就是在我简单跟大家，因为今天我们会接触，就是 we expect some non-Chinese speakers to be here, so I'm gonna use English to host the event. But we're gonna have an open mic, like in about like 5 minutes, so that everybody is welcome to speak. But you're welcome to use Chinese during the open mic. So if you are like you want to speak, like you can maybe stand to this side. Okay. Like yeah, stand to this side and be ready. So okay, like okay. 我不知道开了吗？ Can everyone hear me?
Yes, but I don't think it's on.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's on.
It's on? Okay. So, alright, hi everyone. So firstly I want to say thank you so much for coming to today's event. Today's vigil is to commemorate the lives lost during the Urumqi fire a week ago due to China's excessive lockdown measures. So on November 24th, 2022, when a fire incident happened in a high-rise building in Urumqi, the capital of China's Uyghur Autonomous Region, people were trapped in the building due to the COVID lockdown. The fire trucks were not able to approach the building because of the barricades being set up around the building. According to the Chinese statistics, 10 people lost their lives in the fire. The youngest was only 3-year-old. However, even till today, Chinese authorities still didn't publish the names of the people who lost their lives. I hereby request everyone to observe a 3-minute silence to mourn the victims. Thank you, everyone. So, people all over China have suffered from the country's zero-COVID policy long before the fire. Before the fire happened, people in the Uyghur Autonomous Region have experienced a lockdown for over 100 days. Earlier this year, Shanghai, the biggest city in China with more than 20 million people, experienced a lockdown for more than 2 months. So if you're from the city, you probably still remember what was happening here. Old people with cancer could not go to the hospital since they do not have their COVID test result. Government officials in protective gears who broke into our houses at any time to put spray sanitizers on our electronics. Our pets were brutally killed in the streets for a reason that they might carry COVID. the victims of the zero COVID the victims of the zero COVID was not only the city middle class, but also the workers who manufactured the iPhone at shorthand. So after a few COVID cases were detected in the iPhone factory in Zhengzhou, the whole factory got locked down, and the workers didn't get food, but also not getting paid. So fortunately, many people realized we won't have our rights back unless we speak out, unless we take actions, and unless we fight for it. While we are holding out the vigil now, university students in China went onto the streets in Shanghai, in Beijing, in Zhengzhou, in Nanjing, and more, to protest against the authority. Therefore, our vigil today not only aims at commemorating the lives lost, but also to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters who are protesting in the street of China. So therefore, you can share your stories from the So basically, like in the next section, in the next about 40 minutes, you can share about your experiences during the COVID lockdown, but also you can also like share a poetry you like or lead us singing a song. So basically, you can share anything you want, like related to our topic. But I'll say no more than 3 minutes for each one because we want everyone to have a voice. To ensure that we're going to have a safe space for everyone to share, please keep an open-minded attitude to opinions and political stances that might be different from yours. Tolerating the differences is a first step towards genuine democracy. Also, no matter where you're from or whether you speak Chinese or not, there will always be a space for everyone to share. And feel free to speak English if you cannot speak Chinese here. Thank you. So everybody want to... Yeah, so like everybody can speak. Like even though you don't speak Chinese, it's totally fine.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Kupchilek yakshimsler. Thanks everyone for attending this vigil for the people who died in Urumqi's fire. For infos from Douyin and Twitter, all of them are Uyghur, but we don't have any official list of people who died. To those who attended yesterday's vigil in San Jose, I was the first speaker at the event. You might remember my plea in front of the crowd. My fellow Chinese people, it is time to listen to the voice from the Uyghur community. But how? I know, this is not going to be an easy process. As someone who used to know little about the struggle of the Uyghur people, I know merely engaging with this complex issue is full of blood and tears gives you pain, though in no way comparable to the pain to experience it as victims. Please pardon me. I would like to share my experience and feelings in the Chinese languages to other Chinese people. 我和成长在中国的大家一样，对新疆问题的第一次接触是75事件，恐怖的暴乱，火光冲天的街道，不幸遇害的市民，深深刺痛着幼小的我。我相信，在场还有人不是在电视上，而是在亲身经历着这场浩劫。这血淋淋的画面，从小向我们灌输的大一统思想，树立了反恐反分裂，在汉人、在内地人心中无可撼动的地位。新疆的汉人朋友们告诉我，他们想回到75之前大家和谐共处的新疆。然而，曾经的新疆并不和谐，大一统政权对新疆各族人民的压迫是一直都存在的，不是2009年开始的。中央电视台不会告诉你，从乾隆年间的镇压大小和卓，到民国时期杨增新、盛世才对新疆各市居民族的屠杀和压迫，到共和国成立后的伊塔事件，到持续几十年中国政府强迫南疆维吾尔人参加了无报酬的苦役，他们管它叫做阿沙尔，不止息的压迫，组成了一个定时炸弹，在2009年爆发了。从2006年 我开始从新疆汉族维吾尔族的朋友那里得知各种荒谬的政策。2017年，在新疆媒体在西方媒体报道之前，我们开始听说有人被关进了学习班。后来我知道的歌手阿布拉加失踪了，研究维吾尔文化的教授，新疆大学的教授们一个一个失踪。最后传来我2位汉族的朋友，热爱维吾尔文化的汉族朋友失踪被逮捕的噩耗。慢慢的，西方媒体的报道如雪片般飞来，随即被中国媒体视为谣言。而如今，新疆变成了各族人共同的地狱。近3年，新疆人不分民族的经历了毫无人性的封控。新疆人受到了监视，被剥夺了自由，他们现在也如今落到了所有中国人的头上。然而，我的维吾尔哈萨克朋友身边却仍然充斥着中国政府那边得来的谎言。没有微博热搜，没有声援，只有人追在他们身后问他们是不是恐怖分子，支不支持新疆棉花。我希望大家都设身处地的想一想，如果经历这些的是你们会有多绝望？我知道汉族朋友们 ，sorry， 我有可能超时了，我想说完。我知道汉族朋友们一提到维吾尔异议者，一看到蓝底的新月旗，就想到自己身为汉人面对的恐惧和痛苦。但我们不要再用痛苦反对痛苦了。和中国政府的宣传不一样，维吾尔社群不是铁板一块，有各种各样的诉求。有可能对你来说很温和，有可能对你来说很激进。我们在启动我们的 defense mechanism 之前，可曾想过他们在这个国家经历了什么？为什么会走到他们现在的观点？几乎所有的维吾尔人都知道李白，知道《西游记》，知道唐宋元明清。有几个汉族，包括中国新疆的汉族，知道一本维吾尔名著，一个维吾尔诗人，一个维吾尔的历史政权。如果我们对这个民族一无所知，怎么配说他们是我们的同胞？怎么配说我们要携手共建美好新疆？我的汉族朋友们，今天为了乌鲁木齐遇难的维吾尔同胞聚在一起的朋友们，请大家此刻开始了解维吾尔族人的处境，了解他们的故事。请大家打开手机，搜索新疆 Victims Database， 新疆受害者数据库，新疆 Victims Database， 阅读一条条冰冷的公文和证言。请大家关注 Twitter 上的 Chinese for Uyghurs， 关注 Uyghur Activists。如果有机会，相信身边的 Uyghurs， 他们可能不是完美的受害者，世界观和你有或大或小的区别，但是他们是人，一个个活生生的人。你可能会被这些事实刺痛，你可能不敢相信，它离你对世界有序而美好的期待太远了，远得让人脊背发凉。但是，就如维吾尔活动家集中营受害者家属 Humara Isaac 女士所说，请你不要躲开，不要移开你的目光。即使荒谬本身是刺目的，是令人疼痛的，你也不可以躲开。被荒谬刺痛是你，一个生活在今年2022年的普通人最基本的道德义务。希望大家一起拥抱这些痛苦，因为亲身经历的人比你还要痛苦1000倍100倍。今天、明天一直到未来 ，Let's stand with Uyghur people. Amen.
speak among? Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to, sorry, I feel like I'm not good at speaking, but I think a lot of Uyghur sources point to the fact that almost 44 or more people have died. So I think it's important to, as the previous speaker said, to, listen to those who were actually affected, or listen to those who were there when it happened, who were narrating, from those buildings, who were, at the site, so to speak. And I think even before I came to this campus, even before I stepped foot here, I remember talking to someone who was basically trying to tell me that, there is no genocide in China, check your sources, or everything's propaganda, or why do you think, or I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like there's sort of this culture on campus where everyone feels the need to intellectualize or debate like certain human rights violations as if there's some sort of like debate club, as if it's some sort of like alternative universe or like some sort of imagined reality for people, when it is the reality, like the real reality for people. And I feel like I don't know, just kind of hoping that more people will actually like listen to all your voices instead of trying to like, you know, counteract and be like, well, I think according to the research I did on the internet and according to the research that I've done, it's like I feel like at the like, have you ever spoken to an Uyghur person? Like, do you have friends who are Uyghur? Like, do you know the language? Like, I feel like if any of those answers are no, then maybe like take a step back and maybe listen to those people first before you attack their stories and their lives and their lived experiences, because I think it's just disrespectful, it's rude, it's very like dehumanizing, and I feel like we just need to stop intellectualizing these types of debates and just let people speak about their lived experiences and speak about what they've been through instead of trying to shut them down. But yeah, thanks.
很高兴今天能够看到这么多人在这里，然后我很高兴能够参加这个活动。周一的时候 Berkeley 那个活动我也参加了，然后人也是很多。有一些维族朋友都就是很排斥跟汉族朋友做朋友，因为他们就觉得啊，就是，这种误会真的是，如果我们真的了解他们，他们就是人，跟我们一样的人。新疆这个大火真的是，如果我们不为他们发声，下一个被活活烧死的可能就是我们中国的家人。所以呢，这个是关乎我们每一个人的，我们应该要发声，应该要支持。当新疆有集中营的时候，我们不说话。你看现在的方舱跟新疆的集中营有什么区别？如果我们一直沉默，我们的所有权利也将被剥夺。这次的白纸革命，他们肯定会秋后算账。如果现在我们就停止，然后我们连就是在美国这么安全的地方都不敢为他们发声，那些中国各高校被抓捕的学生们该多么的寒心。他们可是冒着生命的危险，整个前途的危险在那里发生。我们在这里表示支持。我们并不会被逮捕，我们并不会就是被开除，或者就是失去就是反正有什么政治审查以后什么工作都找不到。我想说的是，就是我们都需要在这里，我们需要表示支持，因为如果我们不表示支持，不发声，下一个被剥夺所有权利的，下一个就是你孩子被消失，然后你器官被卖走，或者你被关在哪个地方失踪了，下一个就是我们身边的人，或者是我们。谢谢大家。
Anybody else wanted to share their story?
Thank you everyone for coming. I don't really have anyone to share in terms of experience. I just want to say, let's not take what we have here, the freedom, the democracy, the human rights here in the United States, for granted. There are so many more people in China, 不仅仅是只是我们的维吾尔族同胞，还有很多我们的全国各族人民 ，they're living under the oppression. So let's not take what we have here for granted, and we're all in this together. If you can spread the news, show your support, share with your friends, your family, that's gonna mean a lot to all of us and to everyone who lives in China. So 真的还是很感谢大家今天来。真的就是 it takes a lot of courage and balls. So yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, I can talk. Okay. So it's great to be here, and I'm so proud of all of you because we have so many other friends. I saw American friends, and also I saw Indian friends. It's amazing. And you guys, you come to here today. You are not only the hope for China. You know, you are the hope for Silicon Valley. You are the hope for California. You are the hope for United States. You know, as my generation, you know, we really thought, okay, we fight it so hard. We fight very hard, and we thought we would like to give you guys, your generation, your children, a great future. But I'm sorry, I have to say it. At least for myself, I feel. When I see you all, and I feel so bad. And China was not like this before. When I was growing up, you know, my neighbors, most of them are Muslims. You know, that's my hometown. And even the Han, the women, they have a white hat. And so many Muslims and Catholic, and a lot of Mongols. We don't have this kind of, you know, we hate each other. No. So today, why so many Han, so many Chinese hate Uyghurs? Think about it. Brainwashed. It was not like Chinese like that. It was not I grew up. You know, this is not the first day. So we keep silent when Xinjiang built up a concentration camp. Think about, you know, when I was working in court, under my court, we have a labor camp. So you remember that? But many, many times you don't know anything about labor camp. But through 20 years, finally government said, okay, we don't want to have labor camp. Now we have in China legal system, we have prison only. But when you first time you heard about concentration, you know, it's called education camp. So my mind first time came to my mind is this is another version of concentration camp. Nothing new, but history is repeat and repeat. I wish, you know, my generation, we could carry more, not passing on to your generation. This is ridiculous, you know. So think about the fear. When I grew up, you know, all people around me, from the county, from the party, all the time was telling me, I was very little, telling me that Russian will attack us. Can you believe it? We work so hard to make caves. We need to learn how to hide. We need to learn how to run because Russia is coming. We believe that. That's the fear. So China is changing terribly, you know. When my house church was cracking down in 2011, that time, we could have worldwide, we could organize camping, we could support the house church in China. You know, my pastor was under house arrest for 9 years. And June 10th, 296 Shouwang Church members was arrested. In 2015, when I went to China, I still can use American passport, and I walked into the that's called Haidian Detention Center. I still could visit them because many, many young people, students, young students, they got detained from 7 days until 15 days. I mean, that time, even they were in the detention center, even all the people under house arrest, the pastors or the elders, so many people under house arrest. Think about it, you lost freedom. 9 years. When you are 30, when you are 40, you lost freedom for 9 years. What that means. But end up, the sad thing is, now whole country in under house arrest. And, you know, Chinese citizens lost their freedom. You know, even legal department, right? 公检法, they don't have a right to do illegal detention, right? But now everybody under house arrest. You know, really, overseas, you can use Google, you can use YouTube. And if you don't have an impact, you cannot talk to your parents or older generation. I fully understand. But go to younger generation. Same thing like I came to you, right? And I could talk to you all. So talk to your classmates inside of China. Tell them, we see the real news. We see the real facts. Just talk to them. And also I know this is a trauma for all of you, you know. Think about it, you know. I'm learning psychology. Every day when I see so many people, no food, they just jump from the floor. And suddenly, you know, that like a Uyghur family, mom and children, because dad was in a concentration camp. How a woman, a mom, can save those 3 kids? This is really horrible. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's I know a lot of people want to talk. Yeah. I hope I just encourage you, whoever wants to come to talk. Yeah.
Anybody want to speak next?
There will be a flashlight when the time is up. Just be mindful of timing. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, to the university students out there, since we're like university students, let's just talk about the university spirit. There's an early modern Chinese thinker, Chen Ke. He said that the essence is the independence of spirit and the freedom of thought. Well, currently we have none. Let's talk about input. So, as you all know, there's the Great Firewall of China. Like, I don't know, no Netflix, maybe also no Instagram, no Twitter, all of that good stuff. Well, maybe not good, but like the fact that they decide what is good and what is not means that there's no freedom of speech, no freedom of expression, and so with that, how do you get from that to independence of thought? And let's talk about the other half. The independence of spirit and freedom of thought. So the other half, output, as you all know, there's like a very strict censorship system. Everything that you say that, I don't know, is like not the state dislikes, your post will get censored in like minutes, or maybe not even minutes, but like just automatically. So with that, how do you achieve the essence of the university spirit? And this is only in the framework of the university spirit. These should be our rights instead of something that is just good to have. It is written in the Chinese constitution that we have freedom of speech. We have freedom of person, which means that we should be able to post whatever we want on the internet, offline. We should be able to have civil discussions, all kinds of discussions without being worried to being arrested or like being out. I don't know, worse can happen. And currently people on the streets of China, the students in Chinese universities, they're trying to protest that. They're trying to change that. And are you telling me that they're not afraid? I believe they are afraid. And even I, in the United States, I am afraid. I'm trembling actually right now. I want to... No one wants to be arrested. I want to live to see a democratic China where there is a rule of law, freedom of speech, and where we all can express ourselves. 大家看前几年就没有言论审查的那段时间，州外的这全部包得多好，怎么会像现在大学生爬行而不是游行？ I've seen videos of citizens in China being arrested and being by the police, and they should be the future of our country. I don't know what will happen to them. I don't want Tiananmen massacre to happen again. And I believe with solidarity, we can continue our protest and just do whatever we can to help our people back in China and all those oppressed. If you'd like to know more about this, I know time is very limited. Feel free to, I believe there are some QR codes on the walls. You can scan them, and in your free time, please just check them out if you think they represent what you stand for. Feel free to share them. And I believe there's also some printed copies here. If you would like to look at them and pass these around, feel free to do that. And I believe we're all here because we believe in freedom, democracy, the rule of law, freedom of speech, anything. If you stand for that, please, thank you so much for being here.
Also, like, because the people at the back cannot hear us since this like speaker doesn't really work. So can everybody like squeeze a little bit, get inside?
Yeah. Just this side stay here. From the people that are on the left side of the camera, just go closer. This side, closer. Yeah, closer. Even closer. This side you can stay here. Yeah. I think this will be better.
Okay, like, if you guys allow, I can share something like next because I prepared like a short speech.
Yeah.
And I believe that my message is especially relevant to all the young college students here. So today I want to talk to you guys about a topic called privilege. So a few days ago, when I posted on WeChat about the Urumqi fire, somebody commented below saying that I'm a traitor to the country. And to all the Mandarin speakers, like you use the word 反贼. If you guys know, what does that mean? So like I spent some nights thinking about that topic. Am I really a traitor to the country?
No.
But now I can speak confidently to everyone here. I'm not a traitor. I'm a patriot and I'm a nationalist. I love my country. So I love how thousands of years history unfolding our land. I love the beautiful language. I love the generations of kind and hardworking people living in this land. At least for me, the reason I'm standing here tonight is because it's my duty to make my country a better place. People might say China has 1.4 billion people. Things will go on even if you and me don't speak out and take actions. However, for me, and many of the people standing here, we have to speak out because we are in a position of privilege. Being able to study in the US, in a world-class liberal arts institutions, is a huge privilege for me. At Stanford, I can do research about Chinese politics without worrying about academic freedom problem. I can exchange my opinions with my fellow classmates from Iran, from Russia, from Belarus on democracy and rule of law without worrying about police calling me next day. So it's just like really, these are the privilege that many of my friends doing college in China, they cannot experience. It's just really ironic. Being able to speak out and express ourselves can be such a privilege itself. We shouldn't take these privilege as granted. At the same time, I'm not trying to say we should feel guilty for these privilege. I like to have my favorite Marvel quote here. With great power comes greater responsibility. While our brothers and sisters in China, mostly about the same age as us, went on the street and confronted the police brutality directly, how can we in a more privileged position standing here doing nothing and enjoying a peaceful time? While there are so many voices being censored in China, ethnic minorities, feminists and gay rights activists, the villages suffer from the months of lockdown in China's most remote border region. It is our duty to help their voices being heard with a knowledge and with a conscience. Thank you so much.
Okay, hi. Lecture prepared to post. So the first is Uyghurs Lives Matters, which is inspired by the Black Lives Matters in US. So the Uyghurs, like other marginal communities in China, they are the black people in China. But at the same time, in addition to the solidarity to the Uyghur people, I also want just a gentle reminder of what happened in the November. Okay. So I also want to remind us that in the January 21st, there are 38 factory workers died in the fire in the Anyang, Henan. So, but those victims are easily kind of going unrecognized and forgotten. So I also want to remind of the factory workers, in addition to our solidarity to the Uyghurs' lives. So I wish we all stand here and to express our solidarity to all the people that in the intersectional of race, gender, ethnicity, and class, and to fight for all the people are being constructively oppressed. Thank you.
OK， 同志们、同胞们、同学们，感谢今天大家到来。今晚我们在此相聚，悼念乌鲁木齐中火灾丧失生命的10位维吾尔市民。杀害维吾尔乌市市民的人，不仅仅是极端的疫情政策，也是自治区政府的政治暴力。这种政治暴力不是凭空而来，而是10几年来汉沙文主义、殖民主义政策所给予的。自2017年开始，中国政府以反恐怖主义的名义，以美国右翼反恐战争的论述，对新疆维吾尔自治区进行高压统治，开展所谓再教育营的种族主义政策。远在清零政策的实施之前，大量的维吾尔人民、哈萨克人民以及汉族人民的基本自由就已经被强权剥夺。当海外的我们抱怨中国护照难办，许多维吾尔人民早已经没有逃脱殖民者暴政的机会，抱怨回中国困难，数不清维吾尔的海归因为曾经在海外居住而被送进集中营，抱怨无法见到国内的亲朋。大量维吾尔人可能早就已经失去了与父母亲人、爱人甚至挚友团聚的渺茫的可能。与人身自由一起被剥夺的是维吾尔儿童的父母、维吾尔学校的老师、维吾尔人民的文化、维吾尔人民的家乡。从以经济建设为名对维吾尔地区的经济殖民、文化殖民，再到维权暴力的和监视，这场大火从乌鲁木齐75事件就已经开始，但今天它烧到了整个中国大地。中国到何处去？今天的我们可能没有确切的答案，但如果我们作为中国人不能忘记殖民和帝国主义对中国人民以及全球南方人民的历史创伤，我们就必须反对中共统治下的中华帝国主义。同志们、同胞们、同学们，我们支持河南富士康的工人，也要支持维吾尔自治区的工人。我们支持北京、上海勇敢的学生，也要支持在中国海外勇敢的维吾尔学生。我们支持中国市民的生存自由和表达自由，更要支持维吾尔人的生存和表达的自由。新疆不仅要解封，更要解放。谢谢大家。
Assalamu alaikum. I am an Uyghur American. My dad is from a rural region in the Uyghur region. My mom and extended family are from Urumqi. And the events that happened in Urumqi, while tragic, honestly do not surprise me or my family. This type of stuff has been happening against Uyghurs for so long. I remember visiting in 2013 and 2016, and even as a kid, I remember just even going into the supermarket, we would have to go through security systems, and just to get past a road, we, the Uyghurs, would get checked much more thoroughly than our counterparts in the region. Since then, I've heard many stories about so many family members, so many friends. There's been so many times when I've heard about a family friend who's been sent to get educated, and this is code for, I'm sure, what everyone's aware of. And yet, I remember talking to even some people, some friends from Stanford, and I remember specifically talking to a friend's dad who's very much in support of liberalizing China and establishing democracy in China. However, when I asked about the issues going on in the Uyghur region, especially relating to the camps, they're very much in support of it. But I would like to leave this conversation with a note. Uyghurs, our freedom has been taken away for a while. It's been extremely tragic, and really the lives lost, this won't be the last. But as soon as you start taking away the freedoms of one ethnicity, of one population, it's going to spread to everyone because you're opening the floodgates. And so I think people are starting to wake up to this. I think people are really aware, and there's movement and there's change happening, and I am astounded and very grateful of it as an Uyghur myself. But we must not stop. This can't be a one-off event. This visual right here happening today can't be a one-off event. We must continue for my brothers and sisters in the Uyghur region, for my brothers and sisters in China as a whole. We must continue in support for all of them because everyone's rights truly matter. Thank you.
First of all, I was also at the San Jose rally last night. What happened last night and tonight proved that in China we can have civil discourse. We should not, when people tell people, when they tell us that, you're not fit for democracy just yet, no, that's bullshit. I think people here, we're doing it very civilly, right? We're discussing very rationally. That's great. But I also second that it can't just be tonight. We have to think about something that's for the long term. For that, I think the most important thing to note is that what's been changing in the past few decades is that technology has been the key force of either being able to liberate people or to be able to restrain people, to keep people away from freedom. So that's why here at Silicon Valley, I do call for more people to talk to me about potentially ideas to change this, to use technology to combat all the things that we're seeing, all the cruelty, unfairness, and everything. And I think Elon Musk is trying to do something on Twitter, but it's a tough problem. It's a tough problem. The way I see it, I see three problems.
Tesla factories in Shanghai.
Yeah, sorry. So I see three problems, and I want to call for people to join me to try to address the three problems. First of all, I think people mentioned that when you show Uyghur sufferings, to be honest, I have never, those at first came as a shock. To this day, I still don't know, what is true, what is not true. First of all, how can we design a new platform where news can be disseminated without doubt, and people looking at that at the first time, they are able to trust it. This way, we can have truth disseminating, and we can get people acting on it. That's the first problem. The second problem is how can we give people enough context so they're not just getting emotional just on the first sight. They're actually thinking about the whole story, the whole situation, and they're making informed decisions. And so they can participate in a more meaningful way. And third problem is nowadays news are just news. How can we get people to act on them? How can we get people to act on them to initiate change in the society? And I think there are technologies, new technology, natural language processing, Web3. Even just back end, front end. We need people. We need people. So please talk to me. So my name is Quinn, and I will be hanging around here. I was successful. There's a lot of people last night. Came talk to me, and we're building a team here. Are you technical? I'm the product manager. So and I understand blockchain. So I think I'm fairly technical. And I think the biggest challenge today is technology. If technology is used by the wrong people in the wrong way, that is the biggest threat to democracy and freedom. Thank you.
What are you going to do to prevent your technology being used by the wrong people?
That's why I need everyone to participate. I can't just be me. I have some ideas.
You have an answer right now.
I have some ideas, but
we don't need technology. We need democracy.
Yeah.
We need both. It's okay. Yeah. So I think democracy is an outcome, but what we need is a tool to help protect this outcome. So that's why I need more people to join me. I don't want it to just be this is my idea, we go build it, because then we just be one person. We need more people. We need more people to think, to brainstorm, and together we try to do something. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see the light. Thank you so much.
Tech won't save us.
We need everything. We need tech. We need humanity. We need
regulation of tech at this point.
Speaking of technology. Is it okay? Speaking of technology, I think Apple has a huge problem. We all know that after the crisis in China, they turned off AirDrop You can only use AirDrop during 10 minutes. And they're selling so many iPhones in China. And all those iPhones are made by workers who are working in the lockdown conditions. And we saw the videos on the internet how they also stood up to just protest against this. And we know that during the Ukrainian war, Apple made some concessions. They stopped their sellings in Russia. But why they can do this to Chinese people? And we are here in Silicon Valley, and nobody is protesting against it. They're just doing this in a very explicit way without any explanation. Even they think that they can do this, it goes for itself. It doesn't even need any explanation. And if we really have some tech people here, please find a way to protest against Apple for the first. And I also saw that now for the Chinese version of iPhone, besides this do not disturb mode, there is also a patriot mode. And if you turn it on, you see the national flag and everything, and you know the logos of the Communist Party. And I seriously doubt the friend who just told that he's nationalist just now, because what is a nation? If you talk about the nation of China, where does the record nation comes from after the breakdown of Soviet Union? If you talk about nation, how can you include Uyghur people and Tibetan people in this nation? I don't see any possibility. I'm very radical. Stand with Foxconn workers! Stand
This is Victor, and I also use the name VK in Telegram. So some of you may know that I'm working on a project that can it's a decentralized social media that, the Great Firewall cannot ban us, whatever the Russian, the Iranian, or the Chinese government. And actually, I invite my friend, the congressman candidate, and also the current Palo Alto City Council member, Rick Tanaka, here. Why? Because, the CCP accused that we are the foreign force, right? So if they accuse us we are the foreign force, we'd better be the real foreign force, right? And actually, I also went to Sacramento. I met with some, congressman, senator, and even the Attorney General of California. So a lot of people said, you live abroad, you are not in mainland China. So what do you do is nothing. It's none of your business. But actually, it's our business. It is our duty, right? 33 years ago, there is a man, we even don't know his name, but he said, it is my duty. And now, I think it's our turn to hold that torch and say again, it is our duty. And I will let Greg Tanaka to say something to us. Thanks.
It is our duty. Yes. It is our duty. So, Greg Tanaka, I currently serve on the Palo Alto City Council. As Victor mentioned, congressional candidate as well. So I've been listening to the stories tonight at this vigil, and it's very moving. Some of the stories are just absolutely horrendous. AirDrop should be enabled. I mean, it's atrocious that that's happening. My own family, so I'm actually half Chinese. So from my dad's side, I'm Japanese, but from my mom's side, Chinese. My mom's family fled southern China to go to Thailand because of kind of like some of the things that are happening today. And I think by us being here tonight, standing together, having a united voice, being active, we are able to help make some change. It's going to be hard, of course, to change things in China, but I think united we can change. So I just want to encourage you guys to get involved, stay involved, both here and abroad, and together I think we could improve the situation. But thank you guys for coming out and showing support. I really appreciate it.
其实我原来不打算发言的，因为我这个人很胆小，说实话。但我看中国人都说这么感动的故事，我感觉也得说点。
你现在很勇敢。
是吧？我们这次很多人都支持服装工人，对吧？我们这次很多人都支持遛弯的，但就是说这个总有一天肯定会解封。 而解封之后，我们还会继续支持工人吗？我们还会继续支持维吾尔人吗？我 我希望这个答案是，就我们不是说纯粹就是反对这种威权独裁制，我们也要支持，就是因为种族歧视，因为阶级压迫的人，他们也是我们的同胞。所以其实我希望大家就是要有想象力，对吧？我知道有些人在这儿可能比较亲美，我这个人说实话我挺讨厌美国的，我也是个美国公民。我在美国这儿也待久了，我见到很多问题，我见到旧金山的流浪汉，我见到警察暴力。美国也有我喜欢的，比如言论自由，但它有很多问题。而我希望我们在这儿的中国人一定要很有想象力。我们不是说要去模仿美国，而要比美国更好，对吧？凭啥我们不能比他们更好？啊，我中文可能就到这儿了。Well, we're the foreign friends here.
We have a good friend here.
就我想补充2句，就是我们其实并不只是想把美国的制度照搬到中国。其实就像纽约地铁和中国地铁一样，其实中国的很多地铁其实反而比纽约的地铁更加先进。为什么？因为中国之前没有地铁，所以没有任何的历史负担。所以我们这一次出来抗争，其实可能不仅仅只是为了让中国变得跟美国一样，我们有可能可以创造出一个更好的制度，一个超越现在的代议制民主，representative，我们有可能可以创造一种直接民主的制度，甚至可能实现当初雅典的和现在瑞士某些邦联的一些制度。所以我们并不仅仅只是在为我们自己而奋斗，我们是在为整个人类文明的推进而奋斗。谢谢。
我想补充几句，就是，我相信大家敢在这个时候发声站出来，并不只是因为这一个事件，而是我们对普世价值是相信的。我们相信自由、平等、爱，还有就是说话的权利，各种普世价值，并不是仅仅是因为这个，而是因为我们是人，我们是有尊严的人，我们是有精神的人，我们不是畜生被关在方舱里面，我们不是畜生能随意剥夺自由、说话的权利，还有各种一切的权利，因为我们相信这些，并且因为这些，这不是一个事件的，而且因为这些，这种抗争还有这种动力会一直存在。
英语跟这几个外国朋友说普通话。Thank you for everyone who's not Chinese and has come to support us. Like really, thank you. I don't have much to say, but I just hope you guys can listen to the voices of the Chinese people. And this is both quite easy and quite hard to do. I mean, we're a very diverse group. I think, even just here, we all have different political, economic views, that sort of thing. But despite this, I hope you guys can try your best to listen to the Chinese people. At least for me, I'm only interested in helping China. I don't have a very high opinion of the U.S., frankly. I'm not interested in being some tool to be used by the U.S. government to, suppress the Chinese people. I don't care about that. I just want China to be better. And so I hope you guys can know that, provide solidarity. Thank you.
We have the last speaker.
今天有一个非常好的朋友，方崇德先生，他也是我们这一代人的骄傲了，就是我们真的是很高兴今天他可以过来哈。就是当时在天安门广场，他是真的是，成为那一代人的领袖。然后我们也很荣幸，他在 Silicon Valley 很多从国内逃来的人，他们第一站都是投奔在这里。所以在过去的真的是我们记不得，在过去20年里面，他帮助了多少人。很多那些维权律师的太太带着小孩过来，都是到这边来。所以也是谢谢周公子，谢谢老周啊，谢谢方崇德哈。
Assalamu alaikum, our friends. And for those who are non-Chinese speaking friends,
you can stand to the front.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say there's no China, there's only West Korea. There's no Chinese, there's only slaves in that country. Yeah, in Foxconn, in everywhere in China, confined in the prison at their own home. Excuse my poor English， 我想用中文来讲。33年前呢，我是在北京大学，那个时候我是在研究遥感，就是相当于现在的 GPS 这样的遥感卫星啊这些东西。然后现在我在San Jose的一个中医学校，我现在还是学生，我快要毕业了，我的中医研究完了。我在法国待了15年，60过后我逃到了法国。6次屠杀，我们知道有3000个学生和市民被坦克和机枪屠杀，好几万人是受伤。所以我刚才听到很感动，有一个女生讲说，我们不要再有天安门屠杀。这一次我不知道结果会怎样，但是现在的这个时代和33年前完全不一样，就是我们每一个人都有手机，全世界都看得见每一个进展，所以这个时代就完全不一样了。那其实我今天不想来讲话，因为我担心我们这样的有政治标签的人会给海外的留学生你们的活动也被中领馆贴上一些标签。但是呢这个朋友一定要让我讲几句，那我就我想谢谢你们，谢谢你们一直也记得天安门因为在海外的这种自由的这个环境里边，我们还是知道天安门屠杀到底是怎么回事情。我们也希望中国以后再也没有天安门屠杀。但是呢中国其实是现在的这个国家，它是在2个基因的抗争。怎么说？中国的人民是有一个追求自由民主和普世价值的这么一个基因，现在是一直流传在不管是道统还是国统还是法统，一直留在了台湾，就是中华民国的这么一个基因。这是中国人民追求民主革命100多年的流传下的这个基因，我们要好好保留，我们要好好去研究中国民主革命的这个历史。但是呢，中国有另外一个基因，就是这个执政党的这个基因，这个执政党才是真正的外来势力。他们是从马克思，我们知道他是一个德国人，恩格斯是一个英国人，斯大林、列宁他们是俄国人，所以他们才是真正的外国势力。我们现在就是要拥抱世界的普世价值。刚才那位同学讲得很好，其实中国本身的这个道统的基因有一个非常高远的一个理想，就是天下大同。我相信全世界未来的这个世界，第一步是要全世界都实现宪政民主，这个是我们中国人要好好向西方学习的地方。我们在 Stanford， 我们在全世界好好向西方学习，这个是应该的。但是不要忘了，为什么我会去研究道教，我会去研究中医，就是因为中国人有一个更高的一个世界大同的这个理想，就是中华民国的这个国歌里边唱的以建民国，这是第一步，全世界都要有宪政民主。但是我们还有一个更高的理想，是要以进大同。这一步，我也希望我们作为认识中文、会讲中文、认识中国字的，能够真正读得懂中国古典的 真正好好发扬我们自己这个民族的这个基因。这个基因向各位汇报一下，我的研究是美国国父，他们是通过了欧洲的文艺复兴，像伏尔泰他们这些人，他们也是好好的把普世价值从西方的文化的那个局限里边打开走了出来，从二元对立的这样的一个封闭的一个文化，走向了拥抱。其实这个是东方的基因，就是多元和包容的这个基因，形成了现代的世界文明的真正的这个普世价值的这个主流。这里边就是有印度、有中国的东方的这个文明的这个基因在这里边，我们要好好去研究，这样我们才会知道世界，尤其是中国，要从西朝鲜变成真正是拥抱世界普世文明的这么一个文化的这种方向。所以第一步我们要以建民国，是真正的民主共和国、民主宪政的这种共和国。这方面我们好好学习西方，但是我们要保留我们更高的一个文化的理想，就是世界大同。我刚才说的几句其实是阿拉伯语的，对维吾尔穆斯林朋友讲的话，就萨拉马里库。这些在全世界，不管是基督教还是伊斯兰教，还是佛教、印度教，其实都有世界大同的高远的这样的一个文化的理想。而这个文化的理想是在中国的历史文化里边是有最好的展现的。这一步，我希望在我其实最近在湾区，我就一直讲说，我们旧金山呢是一个最得天独厚的地方，我们这是一个 concentration camp of genius， 这里全世界最优秀的头脑都到了这里，我们要好好的利用这个优势，好好的去研究各个民族、各个文化真正的普世价值是什么。你要仔细去看American Founding Fathers， 他们的理想就是比我们现在很多西方的政治，其实我也同意刚才有朋友，美国的政治也不是很完美的，他们其实也有很堕落的往倒退的方向走的。但是我们要恢复美国的国父他们的这样最高远的这种，就是要有普世的、真正普世的、多元的、包容的这样的文化。这个文化恰恰是被从西方传入到中国这些外国势力，把中国彻底的西化，而且是最糟糕的西方的那个西化的那部分，就是中国共产党，最坏的西方的和最坏的中国的法家的那两个东西结合到一起。但是我觉得现在他们的末日已经临头了。美国，我相信在解决了这个俄国的这个头号的威胁之后，马上就是要来解决中共的这个威胁。我们看见美国是一直会去联络一个2号的敌人去干掉头号的敌人，比如说联合苏联去干掉纳粹，之后联合中共去干掉这个苏联。但是现在应该是轮到全世界要干掉中共了，天灭中共！谢谢。
我建了一个 Telegram 的群组。
Sorry, due to the time constraint, we have to end the video now. But thank you for everyone who stayed through this open mic. I don't understand that in such a big rally, there's definitely going to be drastically different political opinions and stances due to different experiences. However, I really appreciate everybody can stay through it, and because the first step towards democracy is the tolerance of differences. Thank you.
对，然后我们建了一个 Telegram 的群组，大家可以在 Contact 里面找 Find People Nearby， 然后里面可以有我们的群组，然后这个群组的名字叫做白纸革命 Stanford。OK，
然后同时大家如果想继续在民主墙上面贴东西的话，大家 feel free 都往上面贴。
And if anyone is interested in building a censorship-free but meaningful Twitter that you can act on, I would love to talk to you. Thank you.
祝您是 打倒中华人民共和国。Let's try to leave no trace of what we have heard. Yeah. 组织者是我们的。
哎，你们知道那个群聊在哪里
？Because school regulation. Leave no trace. Anyone get a pen?
可以，怎么办？